Hey there, good morning. How y'all doing? I wrote this down a few minutes ago. Lotus breathing, mapping our course direction, operating a space arc transportation vehicle to traverse, as in three verse, three spheres, the cosmic level spirit terrain, terra inbound, the inner coursework, the inner first silver atum, seed. And so, I was amping quite a bit a couple of days ago, and the importance of lotus breathing. That's what I do every day out here, and just plant my bare feet, ground to the core, and begin breathing in rhythm, breathing peace, breathing love. I am what love is in living spirit, breathing peace, being calm, being calm. I am what love is. I am what love is, being calm. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. The heart space, the heart of first spark, the heart of creation, the heart wheel, the light wheel, the love wheel. And so that's what I do here every day. And I thought I would share with you something that I just happened to catch, just a few words that Asha Diane talked about in one of the videos that she was in the MCEO Freedom Workshops, which essentially, when she talked about for how long it's been that people on this planet have had the opportunity to actually see the schematics, the spin ratio mathematics of the first seed atom, the silver seed atom, the eternal life, creation spheres, state of consciousness, which means just like when I was a child, I'm not supposed to experience anything less than eternal love through my heart and soul, spirit, essence, ever. Okay, so that's a measurement. So I know what it is that I am, which is called your station of identity. I am what love is. I'm always with God. I'm always with the first source, the source from which it all began, which is the first breathing point, which is the center point of perfect balance. So that the atoms, which are cycling water worlds, are in perfect balance. That means that your space transportation vehicle, like an orb, a sphere of light, just like a sun, is in perfect balance. That means there's no distortions. Hey, I'm on fire. So when you're on fire to learn, I can assure you, other spirits that are teachers will love to have you in their counsel because you're on fire to learn, because you're experiencing what love is. That means when you're experiencing eternal love through your own heart, you are learning at the highest rate of speed because now you're with Ra. Okay? Now you're experiencing the real stuff, which is real eternal light, which is living energy, which is living spirit that goes on forever, gifting electrons at the highest rate of variable speeds between density and multidimensional consciousness, running an Aurora rainbow space vehicle. Yep. And so I'm Rose. They know me as Rose, a pink rose. So I push pink with the sun, breathing pink, breathing pink, breathing pink, breathing in and out. So there's a rhythm to the lotus breathing to experience perfect balance in all your cells, so that all our cells are happy and joyful, so that wherever we go, we're bringing in love and joy. We're bringing God's love in wherever we are. I am what love is, be what love is, right? So I'm always in service because I serve forever. I chose to serve forever. So I'm fused. So two magnets become one. The one becomes the all creation. Now you're running hot, what I call a hot mirror. So you're always on fire. So you're always on fire to learn because there's always something new to create, right? Just as the first creator. Wow. So that's why I knew as a child, I keep losing more and more of everything that I'm giving love to. Something's not right with this picture, right? Moving pictures. And so she mentioned in that particular video about digital manuscripts, how far back when you want to write a program. You don't want to be running anybody else's program, right? You want to be the author of your own life book, which is your own course direction speed at which we're learning how to write a program, right? to transcribe that into our cellular memory. Now it becomes a part of our record. It's a real record because it's real light. Sound and light join as one. That's called a loving record. So it's like being with the first sound recording artist, which is an original musician, which are the original codes, which is the original math, which is the founders races. Right? So I'm running a full-blown Crystal Sophia avatar. And I'm a guardian. And that's an eternal gift, which is an eternal blessing. So we share that blessing with all of you. And so when she mentioned about the digital manuscript, how many years ago this went, and I mentioned when I lit myself on fire with a full fossil ignition, which is full recalibration, right? And then upload all the everything that was recorded. And I acknowledged I wrote my own transcript. And that goes back to like what I mentioned before when I was a child. I knew when I was right around 7 or 8 years of age, I don't want to experience this. I don't want to do this. I want to go home, but I'm always at home. So I realized I was going to be experiencing things in the future, even though I'm only 7 and 8 years of age. I can tell you right where I was at in Northridge, standing on top of a dirt lot where they had just laid the foundation to put those track homes into the San Fernando Valley, looking up in the sky. And I was very much aware of what I was going to experience in the future that I did not want to experience because I'm the one that wrote it. Okay? Wow. And how are you able to do that? That's called a speed factor. Because it means that you can write your own timeline because you're not held captive by artificial light intelligence. You're writing God's timeline. The first time speed wave. So when you're running at a higher rate of speed, that means you can write your timeline at a higher rate of speed. Load it. Now you're going to load the program. Now I'm going to run the program. So I ran my own program. In order to do what? Do the job that I'm required to do, that I wrote to go do. So I experienced everything that I was supposed to experience because I implicitly trust who I'm with, which is Ra, which is the first code, which is the first mathematical encryption code, which is the first silver-seeded atom. So I'm always with the one. I'm always in love. So I'm always experiencing what love is, which is perfect balance. That means your Merkaba vehicle, just like the ball, they call it the ball. If you're in the U.S. Navy, they call it the ball. If you're inside of a cockpit of a jet aircraft, you see they got a ball, which is called a navigation tool, which is a gyrodome. So you know a gyrodome, technology, a monopole, it means you got to know how to drive a spaceship. I know how to drive a spaceship, absolutely. That's what it is. That's what the Merkaba vehicle is. It's a space transportation vehicle. But in order to operate it correctly, you got to learn how to operate it, which means you got to learn how to run a gyroscope, a neuro, gyro, ions, right? Working with the ions, the mathematical spin ratios, right? Of knowing how to operate your own vehicle. Because you're given a space vehicle. That's what this is. This is a space vehicle. That's the importance of the 13th Mother Arc, Starburst. That came out when Michael was doing a video also with the MCO workshops, talked about the 13th, ignite the 13th Mother Arc and how that relates to Andromeda in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so we were successful. I call it right on schedule. So you know that Waterworld matrices are schedules, are mathematical schedules, which are high precision, right? No errors. No errors. Everything is right on time, right on schedule, right? As it was intended to be on schedule in order to complete, just like complete at the speed at which we complete a circuit. Hey, how fast you running? How fast your circuits completing circuits, which basically means how fast is your Merkaba, your sphere of light, right? Running at raw speed, just like raw food, the food of the gods. There's only one true eternal God. That's the first Adam. So I do everything to keep it simple with children, right? And so you could see what would happen if all the information that was coming out with the schematics and the Eka codes and Lotus breathing with the MCO workshops of all the guardian material being released, if that started going viral all over the planet, right? Even though it is, but it's not a virus. That's the point of it. When you understand what a virus is in a computer. Bad code. I'm running bad codes. I'm not supposed to be running these codes, which are frequencies, which are duplicates. This is artificial light. This is not real light. This isn't the right stuff. How would you know that? By knowing your identity, by knowing what's true. So that's why I always knew as a child, I am what love is. That's what the truth is. Because the absence of fear is what? Love. I don't experience any fear to tell the truth. Therefore, I'm always living in the truth. But you have to be careful on what we say, which is the art of healing, which is the art of communication. Because it has everything to do with reaction states, particularly when you're experiencing nervous tension, which is reversal spin. And you want to experience perfect balance, right? It's the center point of the first star, which is the first breather, which is the first spirit of fire. That's what purifies our light. That's what heals us, is eternal absolute love. That's what I am. And so that allows us to heal ourselves, right? With the Eka-Beka, Christic spiral, Christic consciousness, crystal technology, right? And so that's why I'm eternally grateful to be able to experience what I am now. Everything that I've experienced, and I've experienced some really bad stuff, I would not have been able to talk to you right now on this phone had I not written the script that I did in order to get to where I'm at right now at this moment, this now time moment of pure absolute love. Right? So in other words, I already knew my future. We call that future memories. In other words, I knew as a child that I was going to experience what I'm experiencing right now, even though I was experiencing that when I was 6, 7, 8 years of age. Right? You're mapping your way through the universe. So you're running a map just like a course direction. You got to know how to get around the universe. That was the whole idea. They don't want you to know how to get around, and they don't want you to learn how to operate a Merkaba vehicle. So where you're on your own, right? You're operating your own space vehicle. They didn't want you to learn how to do that. Right? That's why it was like when I was a child, man, I don't want to go to their schools. Let's cut to the chase. Who's the first teacher around here? Who's the first eternal spirit of fire? I want to learn through the first eternal spirit of fire that's on fire to learn. Right? How to build a universe. That means we're in love with building things. There must be an engineer in you, like an engine. Coded engines. Building templates, building temples, building communication systems, building networks at a very high rate of speed. Right? So we learn how to get around to go everywhere. And when you are on fire, that's a lot of energy to travel with. Huh. Yeah. That's why I work with children. Before all the other programming kicks in, which is the machine code stuff. You don't want to learn through machines. Right? Just slow you down. They do. Why? Baggage. They're heavy.